Aquarius, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Aquarius, please. All right, so your energy, Emperor. Some of you could have Aries in your chart. But I'm hearing you're standing your ground, or maybe you stood up to this person or told them off. They're showing up as the Five of Cups. They're viewing you as the King of Wands in reverse, Aries, Leo, Sag energy. What you're not seeing is the Fool, more Aries energy. And final outcome advice, we have the Hierophant card, Taurus coming through. And the Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, so a lot of my Aquarius, I feel like there was something quite emotionally draining here. Or maybe even you had quite an emotional outburst. The Emperor tells me that you stood your ground, or you stood up to this person, or something here wasn't working for you. And I think you spoke your piece. I really do feel that Queen of Cups energy in reverse is you maybe being a bit emotional about it, maybe being angry or triggered, whatever it was, however it happened, you stood up to them, you stood your ground, you know your standards, you know your worth and your value. All right. And we see the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so this does tell me that there may have been a little bit of a confrontation. It may have been something that just kind of came out impulsively, but I don't think you regret it, right? I think it's something that needed to be said, or this person, needed to hear, or at least hear from you. And again, it may have come out in a fight or in an argument or an outburst, or it may have come out really kind of direct or emotionally, but I do feel like it's something that got under your skin. It was something that was bothering you here. And you're viewing them as Temperance energy in reverse. So you may have felt like they were giving you the cold shoulder or ignoring you. You may feel like this person is unhealthy or uses or has unhealthy coping mechanisms. Sagittarius energy in reverse. The shadow attributes of Sagittarius energy can be impulsive, can be saying things without really thinking about, how it lands or how it affects other people. And I kind of feel like there's something here, like I'm hearing like an I've had it message. I've had it. You got fed up with either the way this person was treating you, or maybe the way they treat others. Maybe this person, Temperance in reverse can also be somebody who drinks too much or parties too much, or, is hungover all the time. Somebody who rushes, somebody who's emotionally imbalanced, somebody who doesn't have a work-life balance, isn't building time for you. Whatever it is, I feel very strongly there was some sort of, reckoning here for you, or for them, really. And you're viewing the relationship as the Page of Swords in reverse. So you may feel like there were other people interfering here. Maybe you felt like they weren't standing their ground with other people or allowing interference. There may be gossip. But I do feel for right now, you're not communicating with this person. You're not giving emotionally to this connection, and you're standing your ground. And you're not really seeing clearly if there's a way forward for the two of you. Now, you could be dealing with a Gemini here. We have the Lovers. This person wants union. I feel like this person has decided they want a new beginning here. They want a relationship. They want to make it up to you. Okay? And with the Five of Cups, I'm seeing, Aquarius, that this person is sad. They're disappointed. They're probably even more hurt that they hurt you, or they disappointed or upset you. And we see the Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So they're definitely building up strength and courage here to talk to you, to take action, to communicate. The Fool in reverse. I think this person feels foolish. I really do. I think you made them feel foolish, but not in the sense that you were shaming them or doing it just to make them feel bad, but because they didn't act right. Or, they were irresponsible with your feelings, or, they're doing something that's not healthy, that's not in alignment with you. But whatever it is, I do think they're feeling foolish, and the Emperor energy, and they're ready to step up. They're ready to put it behind them. In fact, they're ready to match your energy. So this is somebody who, this was a reckoning. This was a wake-up call. Now, with the King of Wands showing up in reverse, this person may feel like, again, that you were impulsive, that you're angry, triggered, okay, that you have, quite a temper. Although I don't know that you normally do have a temper. I just think you stood your ground, and maybe they're not used to that. All right, the Five of Wands, they know that you're conflicted. They also know that there's probably confrontation, or there will be confrontation when they come back towards you. The King of Wands, but this person sees you as right, is what I'm getting. I think the King of Wands there, like, they know that you stood your ground, that, it wasn't easy for you. You set boundaries, expectations, and you told them exactly how you were feeling. I actually think there's a level of respect wrapped up in that. All right. And we see the Strength card in reverse, Leo energy. Now, they may feel like some of it was coming from your ego a little bit. All right. But I mean, again, they're probably just trying to soften the blow for themselves a little bit. This Leo energy, they may feel like you don't see their side of the story, that you're only thinking about how this impacted you. But I also think this person realizes that you're not particularly sure about them, about this connection, or you're not as confident about it or the future as you once were. All right. But the Fool behind the scenes is telling me this person, they're taking that risk and that leap of faith anyways, to most likely offer you an apology. The Two of Cups, because they feel like you two are in alignment. They feel like you two are soulmates. They feel like they can heal this or bring this connection into balance. And the Star card, and they want nothing more than that. They feel like you're their soulmate. They feel like you're their future. All right? They feel like, with you, they're on the right path. And we see the Queen of Swords in reverse, but they just might not know what to say, or they might just also realize that there is something that's holding them back and this relationship back. The Queen of Swords in reverse, that they're stuck on a previous timeline. And I think you've really opened up their eyes to that. Now, the Hierophant card tells me there can be reconciliation. All right, this is a relationship. This can be a coming together. All right, we see the Devil in reverse. I'm getting, I don't know if family was involved, therapy is involved, counseling is involved. Some of you, this person is getting clean or quitting drinking or something like that, because the Devil in reverse and Hierophant is seeking help. Okay, maybe they're seeking your help to just, get things on track. And again, it doesn't have to be, a health issue or addiction or something like that. And we see the Seven of Swords. Yes, and we see the Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah, Nine of Cups in reverse is my emotional hangover card. But for some of you, this person, I don't know if they were getting out of hand while they were drinking, or maybe they were drinking too much or too often or something like that, or, maybe substance abuse or something like that. But whatever it is, it doesn't have to be that. I mean, it can be the way they were showing up in the relationship. It can be their spending habits. It can be letting other people interfere in the connection. But what I'm seeing here is this person is realizing that they were engaging in behaviors or doing something here that could jeopardize what they want most, and that's you, and that's this relationship. But I think they're actually cleaning up their side of the street. That's what I'm getting. They may even be asking for help, whether it's professional help or help from you, help from friends and family. All right, so we see the Lovers card, but we see the Knight of Cups energy in reverse. This person isn't sure that they're going to have victory here with you. The Knight of Cups in reverse also tells me they might not fully have a plan, but they're coming in anyways. That Fool is going to take a risk, take a leap of faith. And the Knight of Cups in reverse is somebody who drinks from their own cup. So it is something that you have to watch out for, because this person may be self-indulgent. Again, they may be struggling with something, larger than just, the way they show up in the relationship, but it may be something like, addictions or bad habits. I know I've kept saying that is not going to be the case for all of you, but it is something to watch out for, because they do have this sort of self-indulgent pattern. And you want to make sure that they really do put their money where their mouth is. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know about them? They're afraid of love. I actually get more than anything, they're afraid of losing you. We see drama. There's definitely been drama here and behind the scenes. And we see falsehood. So things are not quite what they seem. You know, and the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Cups in reverse can be a hidden addiction here. Okay, so I do want you to just be aware of that. This person, you know, may have not been honest with you here, Aquarius. And, you know, that's a huge deal breaker in relationships. Okay. What else do we need to know? All right, this person is physically active, married, and religious. Okay, some of you, they're relying on their faith. The Hierophant can also be, you know, religious, spiritual institutions and things like that. We see married. Now, for a lot of you, I mean, I don't think this person is married. I don't think that's the issue. I think this person does really want to work towards spiritual and committed union with you. That's what I'm seeing there. But I don't know. You know, they do want to step up. They feel foolish as anything. And they're hurting here. And they do want to step up. I do like that Emperor energy, that they do want to match your energy here, Aquarius. But it does look like there is something that needs to be healed and released and cleared before that can actually happen. All right, so let's see what else we need to know. So everything will unfold in divine timing. Be patient. Does this situation align with your values and your morals? And that's the real big question here, right? If you want to work on things, but does this align with your integrity? Radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. Now, the big question again is, are you letting go of this person, and or can you let go of what's happened between the two of you, for those of you that want to work on things? And at the bottom of the deck, we do see that this person feels regret and remorse for the way they treated you and for what's happened here. I mean, that's for sure. You know, but is it too little too late? I don't know. You're going to have to let me know in the comment section, Aquarius. What are their very next actions towards my Aquarius? All right, Knight of Swords in reverse. They may not be ready to communicate. They don't have the strength and the courage right now. They are going to be coming towards you, but I don't think it's going to be in the next couple of days. Like, I think they're feeling foolish. I think they're trying to figure out what to say. I think they need to build up that courage, because they also know it's not going to necessarily be a walk in the park, that there may be confrontation or a lot of, you know, heavy emotions with this next conversation with you. All right, my lovely Aquarius, I'm going to leave it here, sending you love and light. Take care.